All right, so I'm just an idiotic, stupid dog. The producer, he calls up. The man is passed out cold. His cell phone starts ringing. I fumble monk around with my apparatus. I had to find my apparatus. By the third or fourth phone call, just before it's about to click off, I managed to answer the man's cell phone. Lo and behold, it's the producer, and he's got a big Joe DeRosa take that he wants me to make. I tried to explain to him, but he wasn't hearing it. I had a bad day today. I'm really worn out. I got my ass kicked at the end of the driveway. I was just laying in the sun at the end of the driveway, just enjoying being the dog of the manor house, basking in a warm October sun. This freaking dog comes up with his balls. You know, when you're a dog without your balls, you don't get your ass whipped because you don't fight anybody. But this dog was insistent. This dog was out for bear. This dog was loaded for bear, and he was seeking trouble. And he wouldn't let it go. He wouldn't let it be. I'm a little bit bigger than this dog, but this dog was like 12 years younger than me. This dog was like 3 years old. He had a big, giant set of bloated balls. I'm a son of a bitch, I'm 16 years old going on dead. I don't got no balls. I don't got no testosterone. This dog wouldn't let it go. And I finally had to fight this son of a bitch. And the interesting thing, this was the funny thing, that I held my own pretty well. This dog was a lot tougher, a lot stronger, a lot younger. But I used my wisdom. I used some of the things I learned. I used my brains, to outwit this dog, and I was holding my own, and I was doing pretty good, but sooner or later, you're so old, you finally just wear out. You wear down. And it was just exhaustive, and I finally said, I don't even give a fuck if you beat my ass, and he was beating my ass, and I finally broke away and ran up onto my porch. But I am fatigued. I am worn out. I am whatever you say, I don't have any... I got no wherewithal. I got no energy. And the producer, he wants me to do this take about Joe DeRosa. Joe DeRosa is the guy who got that tranny hard during a Skankfest. Now, according to the producer, the funny thing is, or the interesting thing is that they finally released the footage from that night. And I got to admit, even though I was really weary from my ass whooping, I thought, the Legion of Skanks released an uncensored version of this escapade on their website. I was intrigued. I was thinking, who did they task to follow the tranny and Joe DeRosa upstairs like Mae West bringing a cowboy up there for this, whatever you would say, this intimacy, this... whatever. I view it as a repulsive kind of a thing because, if Joe's not gay and he's going to jack off a guy who's claiming to be a woman, a non-gay, it's a sex act on a woman who happens to have a penis. It's got a lot of variables. But anyways, it turns out when you watch the footage, it turns out to be kind of a total letdown from a voyeuristic standpoint because there's no penis sucking. This tranny, this woman, her thing was she could suck her own root. Well, guess what? There was no backwards somersault root sucking. Basically, there was just a little bit of a heterosexual woman licking her own nipple, just like you'd see in any porno, It really didn't. I think it was they oversold it. That's just what I'm trying to say. But according to the producer, he said, when I was like, hey, I don't think this is really warranted. This is not, I could see this in any run-of-the-mill. A woman's licking her own boob. That's not what we were promised. The producer says, but what we are really focused on is she made Joe DeRosa blow his load on his leg. And I said, whoa, wait. So Joe went up there, and he's supposed to be doing this girl a hand job, and it turns out somehow they're mutually giving each other hand jobs. I was like, at first I thought Joe was this tough guy who could go up there and do anything. You know what I'm saying? He could withstand any kind of troubles. He could hold up under anything, whatever it took, he was going to get it done. He was trying to raise up $3,000 to cover some gambling losses. But then I come to find out it's a two-person circle jerk. I want to say this, okay? if you got at least 3 or 4 guys, maybe 5 guys, minimum of 3, probably minimum of 4, it's a straight up regular heterosexual circle jerk. Now, I don't understand the rules. I don't know how that works, but if you got 4 or 5 guys in this circle jerk, it's not gay. It's just a group of really, horned up guys, a lot of testosterone, a lot of hormones flowing. They're needing a release. It's a sexual experience. Maybe it's really gay, but it's not seen as gay. They're just having a circle jerk. 2 guys having a circle jerk, that's gay. 2 guys jacking, that's gay. It's too intimate. It's too, personal. Plus, if you got a hold of the other guy's root and he's got a hold of your root, that is a straight up gay experience. I don't know if you call it a 59 or a 49. That's something that's similar to a 69. It's just gay. But it is a straight up gay experience. But whatever. Then the producer is like, and what people really care about is who is full of shit, who is supportive. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, all right, so follow me, dog. Out of all the skanks, who is a good skank and who is a bad skank? All right? All of the skanks supported Joe DeRosa. They supported him, but not his actions. They said they couldn't do it themselves. And, I was shaking my head. The producer was shaking his head. I didn't know what he was talking about. This is a litmus test for skanks and how the skanks perceive this whole whatever situation. And the producer, he was shaking his head and he's saying, nobody could. All the skanks were like, they couldn't do it themselves. Nobody could but Dirty Joe DeRosa, Smelly Salami DeRosa. Salami smelling Joe DeRosa could, but none of the other skanks could. And this is where I was like, well, maybe then Joe's the super skank. You have, I forget whatever you call it, the Rat King or the Rat Prince. Maybe Joe's the Skank King because he could handle it. But, as a dog, this is where it really got confusing and it was a tumultuous thing because I was like, listen, I thought Joe was really one of these tough guys who could do whatever it take, but maybe Joe isn't so tough as he is gay, which is okay, but, I thought he was just, it's just less romantic, see what I'm saying? If he went and did this mutual 2-way, it's like a bi-jerk. It's like bicycles like a bi-jerk. 2 dudes having a circle jerk with just 2 of themselves, if he could handle that, maybe. But then all of a sudden I was like, it's maybe Joe's, whatever, closetedly gay is coming out. Leave it to the skanks Big J Okerson to try to kind of define it, to try to boil it down or render it till we can understand it ourselves. He said he couldn't believe that Joe DeRosa waited until he was 50 years old to do something like this. Something this gay, so gay, to open up the door to his, heretofore closeted homosexuality. And as a dog, I was like, the skanks can only comprehend. They can only determine that Joe is gay. They can only wrap their minds around the fact that, Joe is gay, but maybe Joe is just that tough. Maybe they have to define him. They have to identify him as gay because they can't comprehend that maybe somebody could be so skanky that they could do this and not be gay. One of the funniest things is that Joe DeRosa is gonna hit new highs. He says himself, this represents a new era for his career. It's a rebirth of his career. He's back and bigger. He's back and better than ever. Back and bigger than ever, okay? Because he engaged in this activity. He was the only one who could do it. I don't understand if this is correct, but this is what I want to finish off with this. As a dog, I personally have had an epiphany. This is one time that what a person identifies with, I could see it now, is relevant. I thought if a non-binary is trying to question somebody else's sexuality or gender, that they got no business doing that they should, I don't even know if they should question their own, but they shouldn't question somebody else's. They shouldn't try to impose. But, I thought they were just into it for all the attention. But now I'm like, my goodness, The Skanks are pigeonholing Joe DeRosa as being a homosexual, but Joe doesn't identify as a homosexual. He identifies as a heterosexual that's willing to engage in homosexual activities. And hey, who knows? I can't figure it out, but Joe can figure it out. Joe knows. So Joe's identifying as a guy who's straight up heterosexual, but isn't going to be willing to engage in homosexual activities. The tranny woman that he was engaged with, the woman who has a penis, the not fully transgendered tranny, or I shouldn't say tranny maybe, the not fully transed woman that's going to finish at some point. She just can't let go of that big giant penis, and maybe there's room. I identify as a woman trapped in a man's body with vicious penis envy that I can only sate by the fact I have a big giant schwanz. I mean, it's so confusing, I can't figure it out. I don't know what it means, but this is the way I want to finish. Maybe Joe is just so tough. You remember in the Grapes of Wrath, little children? Gather around, I'll explain to you. So in the Grapes of Wrath is this big, giant political book about all the struggles of the Okies and the Dust Bowl and all this crap. But at the very end, Steinbeck encapsulates everything by saying this woman who just lost her baby was born and died in her arms, and this whole family with this woman with these big bloated breasts because she was pregnant, she gave birth, she lost the baby in like the matter of a week or so. She's still got all this milk. They come across this dying, starving old boy, and the old boy gets to breastfeed on the woman. And that was what they were saying is like it's a cockroach-esque, a king rat-esque story of mankind, whatever, able to whatever, rise above, be able to just survive, mankind's will to strive to live. And that's what it was. This woman, she lost her baby. They come across this old dude. He's going to suck on her breast to get some nourishment to save his life. And it's the whole thing is you can't trample him down. It's just like the cockroaches after a nuclear war or whatever. It's going to be the cockroaches, the rats, the daddy long legs, and man, there'll be a few men in there. Don't worry about it because we're just that tough. And maybe we should be extolling Joe DeRosa. Maybe we should put him on some kind of a flag because he's just that tough. Me, I'm an idiotic, stupid dog. I'm confused. I don't understand. I cannot wrap my brain around it, and really, I just feel lost. But whatever. You know what? It's okay. It doesn't really matter. So don't worry about it.